Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another videos. Is it gonna be the season for Manchester City to win the Champions League? Is it like it, probably they are gonna make it because the way they play against Bayern Munich is completely dominant. The performance against Bayern Munich is such different from Bayern Munich. Okay, there are things to talk about. Bayern Munich. There are a lot of things we need to discuss. But first of all, Manchester City won 3-0 against Bayern Munich at Etihad. Of course, they have to play second leg, but I doubt Bayern Munich will score 3 goals against Manchester City at their home stadium, because with this kind of performance, I know way they are going to score 3 goals against Manchester City. Manchester City is so dangerous in every single position for Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich couldn't create so much chance, and they couldn't, the teamwork that Bayern Munich creating is so, the effectiveness, it's not, that powerful for Bayern Munich to beat Manchester City. So overall performance, Manchester City has been way better than Bayern Munich. Okay, that's why I always think, for Bayern Munich, they are trying, they sacked Julian Nagelsmann. That is a mistake. Not because I don't think, Thomas Tuchel is a great choice for Bayern Munich. He is a great choice. He's a fantastic choice. But this is not the time that you are going to sack the manager who beat every big team in Champions League this season. Now, Thomas Tuchel is in charge. He, handled 4 games with 3 different shapes. That is, the thing they need to worry about, because, Manchester City has been playing with this shape and this performance since of the World Cup, and Thomas Tuchel, he managed 4 games with this game, 4 games, 4 games, and now he used 3 different shapes in these 4 games, which means the player is not, settling under, Thomas Tuchel. Tuchel use, different tactics, different shapes. It is very difficult for players to face big team like Manchester City. Now is, we can see everything now, the difference between Manchester City and Bayern Munich. Manchester City can create from every single position. Jack Grealish, left hand side, he can make a crosses, he can dribble, he can shoot, and then Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne midfield in the center zone, they can make a link up with the wingers. They can shoot themselves. In the right wing, there is a Bernardo Silva who are not very, who are very difficult to control by, what's his name? Alphonso Davies. Even Alphonso Davies couldn't, couldn't defend against Bernardo Silva. Okay, that is how dangerous Manchester City was for Bayern Munich. When you look at the Bayern Munich matches, when you look at Bayern Munich performance, the players are trying to, create their own statues. Like I say, they're so selfish, right? There is no creativity from the wide area, and there is no creativity from the midfield zone. Except from the Joshua Kimmich long pass, no one is going to trying to create. Of course, there is a Kingsley Coman who trying to provide the crosses, but who is going to try to header, right? Who's gonna try to head? There's no one, because Thomas Tuchel used Gnabry as a center forward who don't know anything about for that position. Gnabry is a winger. Of course, he have to choose one of them, because there's no option for Choupo-Moting, and they don't have a really good striker. So that could be understanding. But Leroy Sané, Kingsley Coman, those players are so selfish. They have a clear chances if they try to make a teamwork. If they try to make with their play with the teamwork, there are chances that could turn into a goal if they try to play as a better team. No, they're trying to they're trying to do 1, 2, 3 players. They're trying to shoot from the distance. They're trying to They are trying to shoot from the impossible area, so it is not effective for all. Manchester City have a great, really great defender. They have Akanji, Ruben Diaz, who is a really great player playing in this center back zone, and of course Nathan Ake is great. Okay, Kingsley Coman couldn't pass. Nathan Ake, not even a chance. That's why I think Manchester City overall, they are very dangerous in every different position for Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich couldn't do it then. Yes, they tried to shoot from the distance, but it couldn't. It didn't so much effective. That is the Bayern Munich weakness, and they need to change immediately. Thomas Tuchel need to change immediately. Thomas Tuchel need to settle. He need to decide which shape and which tactic are is he going to use against Manchester City at the second last. It's not easy. Okay, Manchester City already got a 3 goal, which means probably if they continue playing like this, if Manchester City continue playing with this kind of performance, in no way Bayern Munich are going to score 3 goals. I doubt that. So that's why I think is this gonna be the season for Manchester City to win the Champions League? Because with this kind of performance, you have a chance. We know Manchester City will never been poor in the Champions League competition, even though they were out every single year. But this time, I think they have a chance. The way they play against Bayern Munich is so much different and so much effective for their own team. So when you look at the Champions League teams at the moment, I don't think no any other team is playing like Manchester City does. Inter Milan won 2-0 against Benfica. I don't think Inter Milan is as good as Manchester City. Way different. So if we talk about the Italian clubs, Napoli is the biggest one. Napoli is the higher one. So even Napoli, I think even Napoli couldn't beat Manchester City. Of course, there is a Real Madrid, of course, but Real Madrid is the way they play, the performance they show is not as good as Manchester City, but they know how to win the game in Champions League competition. That is the problem for Manchester City. That's why I think there is no any other team in the Champions League competition playing the performance like Manchester City showing. I think is it gonna be the last year? I think they can close. Of course, they will play against Chelsea at the final back in 2021. But this time, can they do it? Of course, we need to wait and see until the second leg and then next round, of course. But I think they should do it. They should do it this year. There's so much performance, so much quality in Manchester City, and they have a chance in the Premier League also. So can Pep Guardiola do it? Let us wait and see. So what do you think about this match against Manchester City versus Bayern Munich? Make sure to comment below. Thanks for watching.